Parents of Reddit, what's the most insulting observation your child has ever made about you? Not my story, it's my co-worker's. It's Patty and her daughter. Patty walks downstairs to find her 3-year-old coloring in her princess coloring book. Patty, oh wow, are you coloring? Daughter, yeah mommy. Patty notices her drawing mustaches on all the princesses. Patty, baby, don't draw mustaches on the princesses. Girls don't have mustaches. Daughter, that's not true mommy, you have a mustache. Oh my god, is Patty still with us? Back when I was a smoker, my son wouldn't let me kiss him because I stank. The kid wasn't wrong, but it still stung. He's the reason I quit. Well, at least there's a happy ending. Mine was by no means childhood innocence. I was flirting with a cute gal and my 5-year-old daughter wanted to leave. You can talk to the cute girl later, let's go, I laughed and was trying to use that as a segue to get her number. Single dad. When my daughter looks at the girl and says daddy picked his nose on the way here and grabs my hand, leading me to the door. In a stunned shock, I just followed her with my tail between my legs. Metaphorically, a 10/10 cock block, I gotta say. This one is awesome, hahaha. Also, for what it's worth, that probably didn't turn off the cute girl. It comes across as pretty endearing and funny. Boyfriend's niece told everyone at a wedding recently that if she has a mustache like my BF, then she will just shave it like mommy does. The mom protested she didn't shave her mustache and the girl said yes you do. I watch you. LOL. This is hilarious. My sister and I call each other my twin even though we aren't the same age and we don't really look alike, except we have similar haircuts. She asked her kids while we were eating dinner one night if we looked like twins and my nephew said sort of, but on TE solidified 4 is a bit fat. Well, you do Reddit. I was recently teaching my toddler about opposites and she was catching on really fast. What's the opposite of tall short? The opposite of small big? The opposite of thin daddy? Dang. Will a neighbor's kid count? I've posted this story before. For background, I own a house in a fairly loose-knit neighborhood. I don't really know my neighbors too well. I was doing chores around the house when a little girl came up and rang the doorbell. Do you know a boy named Silas? No, I'm afraid I don't. Okay, thanks. She starts walking away, stops, turns around. Do you have any sons? No, I don't have any kids. She starts walking away again, stops, turns around. Wait, do you live here alone? Yep, I have a place all to myself. Okay, and she starts walking away again. Then I hear her say under her breath, that's sad. Jesus, kid, this is why I rarely answer the door. Actually, she was casing your house. You're going to be robbed in the future after she sees you leave home. Our then 3-year-old once told my wife her tummy looked like a sad face. I looked at my wife who had an equally sad face. I have a paper from when I was in preschool where they asked about your parents. Apparently my dad was as big as a giant cat. I also told the librarian that my mom drank a lot. Yikes. That one actually cracked me up. It's such a bizarre kid-like thing to say. This conversation occurred between my toddler niece and her mother, my sister-in-law. Niece, mommy, why do you go to the eyebrow shop? Sil, because they make mommy's eyebrows smaller. Niece, oh, mommy, maybe you should go to the booty shop too. She's just trying to ensure she doesn't end up with a sibling. I was giving his mom a hard time because every song on her playlist was a sad acoustic song about boats and heartbreak. And then he quipped, well, liquid fury. Every one of your songs the guy just spells a word and then says the word. Touche lil guy. He'll learn to appreciate Gwen Stefani. Don't worry. Daughter, mum, your skin looks like an orange. Me, my skin isn't orange. Daughter, exasperated. No, I mean it's the texture of an orange. Be right back, exfoliating forever. My kids are 3 and 5. Their comments are mostly made out of love, but wow, mommy, you have such a big soft tummy, nearly brought me to tears. The other day, I was drying off my daughter from the bath. I was wearing a bra and a normal t-shirt, not low cut. She reached up and kind of cupped my boobs and said, Mom, when are you going to lift up your boobs? Ouch. My 5-year-old was recently drawing pictures of her, the cats, her friends, and then she drew one of what resembled a pizza with a body and stick legs. It was me. She told me it's my pimples. Thanks kid. Sorry we all can't have baby skin. My cousin drew a picture of me and finished it off by poking the face over and over with a red marker. He said, "I drawing your dots." A few months later, he told me, "You not have dots anymore, at least." 8-year-old came and asked for a hug. Gladly given. She then let go, looked me dead in the eye and asked mummy, "Why are you so fat? I'm 10 stone UK, so roughly 140 pounds. For Americans." Her dad was silently pee himself in laughter in the background. 1. Why do you wear makeup? To make me look pretty. Well, you don't look pretty, you just look weird. 2. You have a bump on your nose. Are you a witch? 3. I can tell you're my mum because you're chubby. The list is endless with my son. Not that bad really. I have a big head. It is honestly huge. Imagine a giant bobblehead driving a little car. I look ridiculous driving around. Kids point it out a few times per week. Always makes me think of the movie So I Married an Axe Murderer, or whatever it is called. That's when you convince the kids that you can read their minds with your giant brain. Boom, you're a superhero. When I was in 1st grade, we had a substitute teacher one day. My mom used to teach at the same school and knew most of the subs, so she asked me her name. I couldn't remember it, so she asked, "What did she look like?" I replied, "She's old, like you." Not a parent, but my sister works with kids. She was a bit overweight then, and this 4-year-old kid pulled this after staring at her intently after a few seconds. "Ms. Blethany, you look like a ball." Daughter at 4 years old says, "Daddy, I like your hair, it's like a zebra, and your belly it's so big." Makes big belly hands gestures. "I love your big squishy belly. It makes the best raspberry farts. Not like daddy's. His belly is too hard and flat. Squish squish ppfffttt." I am not a parent, but I cringe every time I think about when I told my dad his balls looked small and lopsided. As I understand it, they are a normal size, but they are lopsided. Oof. Though to be fair, all dad junk is horrifying. I started breaking out after going through a stressful time. My 8-year-old, when are they going to go away? We are all sick of looking at them. For the past 9 or 10 months, my oldest child has been making claims that I abused him. These are false, but he tells me that he helps his mother or that he's helping his mom. It makes me sad. One of my kids was like, "I have a little nose. Daddy, have a benign nose. My nose isn't particularly large," and she said it like it was just massive. Don't tell her that the nose and ears never stop growing. She'll freak out. When I was a kid, as we were going to the restaurant and my mother put on makeup, I said to her, "You're so beautiful, Mom. You look like someone else." Telling someone I get drunk almost every night, 1 beer or glass of wine, maybe 2-3 a week, equals drunk almost every night in his mind. Sigh. That's embarrassing, because even if you try to explain it, they're probably like, "Yeah, okay, whatever you say, drunkie." This was me to my mom when I was about 5 or so and I was taking a shower with her. Paraphrased, obviously. "Mom, why is your butt so small and smooth?" Me, "I don't know. Why is yours so big and jiggly?" She was less than thrilled. Well, she was kind of asking for it. Not insulting, but definitely the most hurtful thing anyone has ever said to me, because it was true. Before I was diagnosed and treated for my bipolar disorder, my then 3-year-old son said, "I love you, Daddy. It makes me sad when you're angry all the time." My childhood was heck because of my perpetually angry and abusive father, and knowing that I was always scaring my baby made me feel like he would be so much better off if I just killed myself. 2 years later, he barely remembers that side of me, but that moment will be with me forever. Break that cycle. Huzzah. Not the worst one, but this morning, my 3-year-old asked why I have a skeleton tattoo, and I said, "Because I'm cool," and he thought about it for a second and said, "No, you're not." I was getting out of the shower and my oldest, 4 at the time, had come into the bathroom. It was maybe 2 weeks after I'd had her sister. "Mommy, your tummy is so much smaller," she said. I know, it's because the baby came out. Yeah, but it's still pretty fat. She wasn't wrong, but it didn't feel great. Also, one of her preschool classmates told me I looked like a monster. I just said thank you. Not a parent, obviously not my child, but was at a work party and my boss's kid kept calling me Patrick from SpongeBob. I don't know why it cut me so deep, but it did. My son has a chronic case of foot in the mouth. One of his more recent comments happened while we were watching pro wrestling. One of the women is a bigger lady. When she came out, my son got all excited. Mom, she's like you. They show her face and it's skinny, but she's not. Like you when I said thanks. Son, he told me he thought it was a compliment, lol. When my daughter was 3-4 years old, her older brother egged her on to put on my wife's pregnant panties and nothing else and come out and do a dance for us. They were pulled up to her chin, while my wife's new boss and husband was over for dinner and we were meeting them for the first time. My wife was horrified and I laughed so hard and so long I pulled a muscle in my side that ached like a mad bastard for 3 weeks. I was the kid in this one. I was playing with my brother, pretending to be World War I fighter pilots, inspired by Snoopy. I don't think I knew what World War I was at that age. My mom was laying on the couch watching TV. I jumped up on the couch with her and yelled, "Mommy's a blimp." She made this sort of quiet, sad sniffling sound, and that was the exact moment that I realized my parents had feelings that could be hurt. Not me, but my cousin's kid. Cousin's kid, you have a big butt. Me, it's where I hide my secrets. Cousin's kid, you need less secrets. My 11-year-old nephew point blank told me to my face that he has a girlfriend and the reason I don't is because nobody likes me and thinks I'm too mean. That hit me pretty hard. When my mom was buying swimsuits one time, my older sister, who was 8, said, "Wow mom, I didn't know the swimsuit could stretch that much." Mom worked really hard on losing weight after that. When I was very little, my mom bought a magazine with The Rock on the cover during his WWE days at the grocery store, and when the cashier hung it up I excitedly told the cashier my mom thinks The Rock is hot. My mom still brings up how mortified she was. I'm 23 now. Years ago my son was making characters on the Wii and made one that looked like an angry middle-aged woman. He said it was me. That hurt. Not my kid, but a friend's daughter. When I grow up, will I have big boobies like you? Probably, yes. And will I have a big bottom too? Sigh. Afraid so. My son at 2.5 years old told me that my belly was bigger than that of insert another child's name. Dad. This guy was huge, much bigger than me. Still started the diet that day. When I was little, I was watching a Shrek movie with my family. I told my father, "Daddy, if Shrek was white and had normal ears, he'd look just like you." Not my kid, but a friend's child, aged 4 at the time, talking about my eye makeup. "I like it when you have the black stuff on your eyelashes. Sick. It makes you look beautiful." Thoughtful pause. Like an ostrich. He's 14 now, and strenuously denies that this conversation ever took place. At least he thought I was beautiful. My 3-year-old son, on hearing the "you died" sound file on Dark Souls. "Daddy, are you dead?" Yes. "You're not very good at that game. You should pass him the controller," with a big smile. I teach preschool, and one day last spring, after being sick for a while, I was finally feeling better. So I decided to wear a cute dress and actually do my makeup. I felt great, and then this little kiddo looked at me with absolute disgust and asked, "Why are you wearing that stinker?" If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.